got gold around my neck, that shit'll make you blink.
YouTube, what is up? What's good with you guys? It's the Boul Nate. Shout out to the Boul Nation. We're feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. And we got another episode of Club Shay Shay, and this time we got Cam Newton on here. And obviously, one of the big talking points, which Cam, I believe he alluded to on his own show or his own podcast. What's it called? Like Fourth and Goal. And this is about the Kirk Cousins contract. And I actually agree with what Cam was saying. Honestly, to a certain extent, because Cam started rambling about himself, but we're gonna get to that. But honestly, on the Club Shay Shay, you know, the topic of Kirk Cousins getting a 5-year, $180 million deal with the Falcons, that actually called it like a stir then, and it's still now with Cam. Obviously, we all know Kirk Cousins been stellar quarterback since he was with the I'm not sure I can say the name, with the Washington team. Then he pretty much been with the Vikings ever since. And as you all know with Kirk Cousins, like we know he's a great quarterback. He's like one of the better quarterbacks in the league. He's guaranteed like 4,000 yards. He's pretty much guaranteed about like at least 30 touchdowns, or roughly 30 touchdowns. Doesn't really turn the ball over. Might have like 5, 6, 7 interceptions. So we all know that. Obviously, the problem with Kirk Cousins is he can't win in the playoffs. I believe he only has one career playoff win, and yet he's still getting these guaranteed contracts, getting these $30, $40 million guaranteed contracts. And a lot of people saying like, this dude getting all his money, but he's not doing anything in the playoffs. And honestly, to these teams' credit, it's so hard like nowadays to find at least a quarterback that can at least win you games. I mean, we saw like last year, we saw like horrible QB play. Like once guys like Rodgers got hurt for a little bit. My Eagles, Jalen Hurts got hurt. So we saw Marcus Mariota get in there. It was like a bunch of other QBs that got like hurt, and like we saw like how bad the QB play is, and even some of the starters look bad. Like Desmond Ridder and to name one. I don't know. It just looked bad. So obviously, teams are gonna pay a premium to get at least a solid to good starter. However, this situation is very different because obviously we know that Kirk Cousins tore his Achilles, and obviously Kirk Cousins he's been in the league for a while, so he's not a spring chicken. He's not young. He's 35. So to give a 35-year-old coming off a torn Achilles a 5-year, $108 million deal, it's gonna scratch some heads. And this is when Cam Newton said on Club Station, he said you could get a Cam Newton, a Justin Fields, and Michael Vick for the same price. Which I'm not sure what he was getting there, because I'm like, Michael Vick's retired and Cam's pretty much retired, and Justin Fields is still trying to find his way in the league. But I get what he's saying. I get what he's saying. Like he pretty much saying like you can pay other good QBs like two maybe okay or good QBs for the same price you pay Kirk Cousins. But I'm like, the problem is the QB market changed from when like Cam was at his peak, and obviously when Michael Vick was at his peak. Like contracts are so different. Like it's so much more money in the league now. So if he put a prime Cam Newton on the market right now, he's probably commanding that much money. He put a prime Michael Vick on the market right now, he's probably getting somewhere around that familiar money. So that takes kind of a while. And then I know like later on in like the snippet I saw was that he pretty much saying like he was like 32 at the time. He said like he had a shoulder injury and a Liz Frank, and people was like, he said people was going crazy about that and this and that. And he said but Kirk Cousins coming off a torn Achilles, 35, and he's still getting all that money. He's like so he's confused about that. But thing is like Problem is that like Cam at 32, like he was already like wearing down, like we saw like how he was on the Patriots, like he was definitely like a shell of himself, like he wasn't like the decision making was kind of questionable. He wasn't really able like to run the ball like he wanted to, or how he used to back in Carolina. So it is different. Like I feel like Cam Newton was still like playing at a good level, and he had a shoulder or Liz Frank. I think he probably still get a contract. We get like a Kirk Cousins contract, probably not. Because like I said, Kirk Cousins is a guy that's gonna throw for like 4,000 plus yards, 30 touchdowns, and not many interceptions. So you pretty much know like you know you'll get that. You're probably gonna, and the Falcons are probably gonna win about roughly like probably 19 games, let's say. But however, I do agree with Cam Newton that like giving somebody like that much money and they're already done in the playoffs and plus like cut off a major injury, like that is very questionable. But like I said, teams are desperate to get at least a solid QB or like a good QB. So whenever one hits the market, like the people like teams will pay a premium. However, I think Shannon Sharp mentioned the other day, like he's like, hey, like they could give it 2 first rounds and got Lamar Jackson, and pay Lamar Jackson a certain amount of money, and Lamar Jackson, he was coming off a major injury pretty much, so I don't know, man. It's so much gray area with this one. It is like I see why Atlanta made a move. I mean, I wouldn't have gave Kirk Cousins that much money, or maybe like wait, is it 5 years? No, it's my bad. I think like 4 years, 180 million, not 5 years, 4 years, 800 million. Sorry, but then like I don't think I probably would get Kirk Cousins probably like a 1 year deal, like maybe like one and like an option deal, because that's a lot of money paid to somebody to come off with torn Achilles in their 35. So, but. Problem is Cam Newton's still trying to like view himself as like he was like a top QB before like he got washed out the league. I'm like, bro, like he was he's on this like decline. So it's kind of so he can't really compare himself to Kirk Cousins like now. But I do agree with him, like the contract is pretty crazy from Atlanta to get a Cousins. Even though we know Cousins is a very good QB, but I'm like, in the NFL you got to win. Not only regular season, but we got to win in the postseason as well. And we see so many guys like Kirk Cousins. We seen like Dak Prescott, Tony Romo, Phillip Rivers. Shoot, I guess up to like this season, doing like Lamar Jackson. There's probably like a few others we probably could throw in there too that just haven't really won in the playoffs. But yet in the regular season, like they show out, and it's kind of like, okay, cool, like like we know what you can do in the regular season. We know you can get to the playoffs, but in the NFL or in sports in general, you got to perform in the playoffs. You got to make those deep playoff runs, get into the championship games, and win championships. Like that's what, at the end of the day, is what really matters. Because, for example, like guys like Phillip Rivers, for example. Phillip Rivers is a great QB, lasted a while, was in the Hall of Fame. But from like that class or like that era, like he doesn't get talked about too much. Like it's normally like you hear Big Ben's name, you hear Eli Manning's name, you hear Drew Brees, you hear Rodgers, obviously you're gonna hear Brady, Manning. Like you'll hear those guys because those guys had playoff success and won championships. So and obviously Phillip Rivers very talented, had very talented teams in San Diego. But they materialized. So, I just felt like this is a good the talking point, because I feel like this is gonna happen more and more because the QB position is so like I guess heavily invested or very important now. So you're gonna see a lot of older QBs that could be even coming off like a major injury, like maybe a torn Achilles, maybe like a shoulder injury, but still get paid because teams are like, all right, we need at least a QB, or a lot of teams feel like we're one good QB away from taking that step, making that playoff run. So you go like so thinking like this won't be the end that we see this of this, but it's gonna be a lot of discussions on this for a while. Of like, so we still pay like QBs, you know, like 35 plus, coming off a major injury, a lot of money, and this would be a good case study. Cause I'm like, if it works, then you see a lot of teams do it. If it doesn't work, then you see a lot of teams be a little hesitant with it. But like I said, time will tell. The season's coming up in about 4 months, 4 or 5 months. So we're gonna see how it goes, and I guess the narrative will change from there. But again, like the video, get a thumbs up, and I will catch y'all next time.